I'm soaked through and through because we just saw one of the strongest bursts of rain pass through here that I believe we've seen all night, with heavy wind following, and that rain, of course, adding to this incredible flooding that we're seeing behind us here. This is the Tampa Riverwalk, where normally folks would be able to walk along this area between me and that chain link fence, but if I were to estimate, it is about a foot higher than that area where people would normally be able to walk. This storm surge that we've been talking about all morning, this isn't the worst of it. What we've been hearing is that again and again, and this is going to continue for the next few hours through noon, when we are going to see that high tide. And further beyond here, you can now see Tampa General and their aqua fence, the fence that's intended to keep out the flooding from the hospital. But Davis Island, right now, you can get to the island, you can't get off of it. That's because Bayshore Boulevard is flooded in a way that some people from across Tampa who have lived here for a long, long time, including our own Jenny Dean, say they've never seen before. We were there earlier this morning. I'd say waist-high water over the sidewalk there in waves. This is essentially an extension of the bay. Tampa Mayor Jane Castor, I spoke with just a few hours ago. She is urging people to stay away from that storm surge as best they can. She has also told us that push crews are now out on the road, city workers clearing the way, debris from the roadways, so that any emergency officials can get where they need to go safely over the next few hours. But once more, just want to show you the extent of the flooding here at the Tampa Riverwalk. You can see some people walking around checking out the incredible flooding that we're seeing. Of course, emergency officials are urging everyone, if you can stay home right now, that makes their job easier for everyone who can stay home and stay safe. We're going to stay here through noon, through the extent of this high storm surge. For now in Tampa, Hannah Deneen, 10 Tampa Bay.
Great reporting, Hannah. We appreciate it. That was American Social in the background there, too, as you can see the high waters behind you. I wanted to ask, because we just wrapped up a news conference with Hillsborough County, Hannah, and we heard from the fire chief, who said they've seen some tree limbs down on the roadways, some widespread localized damage. You've been working so hard overnight in the area, so what have you seen when you have traveled out on the roadways?
In a couple of the neighborhoods over in the Hyde Park area, we did see some large limbs out in the roadway. We also saw some awnings from buildings, two of them large awnings that had flown from the buildings where they were attached to onto the roadways. So those are going to be some of the debris situations that those crews are now going to be working to clean up to clear those roadways.
Hey, Hannah, I want to ask you before we let you go. I know it's a fluid situation, but we were talking about those storm bands with this hurricane, and you said that burst came down. How long would you say that lasted? Because it's almost like just dumping buckets of water.
You can hear it over the studio at times.
And naturally, it wrapped up maybe a minute before you tossed it to me. I think I can still wring out my ponytail, guys.
I don't want to say anything about the ponytail, but yes.
It was relatively quick, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. So it went from a situation like this, where it's just really drizzling, to buckets of rain just coming down, soaking everything in sight.
Yeah.
Never mind the rain, you're still doing your thing there. Thank you, Hannah.
Go try to get dry. Hannah, we appreciate you so much this morning.